Okay, hello everyone. So, first note, I'm recording this video after the direct is done, and that is because I was asleep. I mean, one of the good things about the directs is the fact that I don't have to do any other videos, and I can just sleep in. Especially considering that I'm still dealing with my summer job, so yeah, that's a good thing. And another thing, I am recording this through OBS and not Audacity because Audacity is being a bitch. And yes, now I can actually swear before even before the 2 minutes because YouTube changed the guidelines. So yeah, that's another good thing. But anyway, so the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. I came into this Direct expecting nothing, although last time I said that publicly somewhere. We ended up getting Xenoblade Chronicles free. Now that was a normal direct, not a partner showcase, but the point still stands. I said something. I said, "Oh, we're definitely not gonna see anything major," and then something major did pop up in that direct. So, yeah. So maybe we ended up getting like some fucking news about Silk Song. Who knows? I mean, it's a partner showcase, so maybe there was a chance. Spoilers? No. I mean, we got we're getting a demo at Gamescom because Gamescom is coming. Excluding the wordplay here, because tomorrow is August. Because tomorrow is the start of August. So, yeah. But anyway, enough rambling. Let's get on with the list, and we start off with Monster Hunter Stories 3. To which, in my notes, I wrote Breath of the Wild engine, because that really looks like the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom engine. In fact, I actually thought we were watching a Zelda trailer, but I actually thought it was actually Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, to which, also spoilers, it was featured in this thing, but no, it's Monster Hunter Stories 3. And since I don't care about Monster Hunter in general, I just skipped it. Then we got, next up is a new Katamari Damacy game in Once Upon a Katamari, to which I wrote in my note, wasn't there a long time since there was a new game? Which I think it was, unless there was like remaster of the old games, but I'm pretty sure it's been like a very, very good while since we got a new one. But yeah. And of course, I never really played the Katamari Damacy games, so I cannot say anything else. Then we got Just Dance 2026, because there are three things. There are oh god, what's the thing again? I'm fucking this shit up already. There are three certain things in life: death, taxes, and a Just Dance game. Oh god. Of course, made by Ubisoft, who's gotten in. Actually, there was a lot of Ubisoft representation in this thing. There's like this game, and then also there was Star Wars Outlaws, which I also have another story for that one. But of course, it's just in 2026. What the hell am I supposed to say? What the hell am I supposed to say about the game? Actually, speaking of Ubisoft, I said this in a video before, but I want to say it again. I am still wrapping my mind at how Stop Killing Games, the petition, actually went the whole way. Because, to make a very long story short, by the beginning of June, that thing was done. That thing was hopeless. It was like 45%, and it was 1 month away from the thing becoming null and void. Then Pirate Software talks about it. He makes himself look like an idiot. Everybody just starts signing the goddamn petition out of spite. And the thing went from hopeless to not only be able to when the thing went from hopeless to be able to saved, and now since they got the extra signs to make up for bogus, they got the extra signs to make up for bogus signs. They could actually send this to the EU, to which, yeah, no, I get spite, it's a powerful fuel, but I'm pretty sure that's like the very first time that I saw it actually work this well. So, yeah. Next up, we got Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, the new Budokai game. In my notes I wrote, this was voiced in English? because I honestly thought that this game, because yes, I never saw any footage of it, even by complete mistake, by the way. This game, I'm honestly surprised this game is voiced in English. Now you might say, duh, it's Dragon Ball, of course it's gonna get voiced. Not really, because there's a plenty of games that never got voiced. In games that were ported to the, whatever, released to the West, localized, but not dubbed. So, yeah, this is actually a little bit more surprising than I thought. And speaking of that, I still remember a couple of friends of mine saying that they believed that this game was Game of the Year caliber. To which, of course, I said, come on, get real, because I get it. It's Dragon Ball. It's one of the biggest anime. It's one of the biggest most popular anime ever made. And yes, this was released in the year Toriyama died, which I believe was literally only last year, either last year or 2 years ago. But Game of the Year, come on. But yeah, then we got the remake, the remaster of Plant vs. Zombies. To which, yeah, I still remember watching Teal Game Master playing. I think it was Teal Game Master playing Plant vs. Zombies, and I thought it was a pretty cool game. Of course, I wasn't aware that it eventually spawned into this big ass franchise that it is now. But still, I watched footage of it, and I thought it was pretty cool at the time, of course. Then we got EAFC 26, to which no comments. Actually, we got both EAFC 26 and fuck, where is it? Where is it in my notes again? Where is it? Oh, and Madden 26. And in the notes for Madden 26, I wrote, let me guess, no F125, right? And yeah, it's actually weird because they got now I say it's weird, but that's very likely because the reason why there hasn't been a Formula 1 game on the Switch yet is because one, the game are too big for the Switch, and two, Ego does not like the Switch, or Codemasters does not like working on the limitation of the Switch. But still, not even, I'm sort of surprised, but not really, about how only they got only three of the bigger, okay, EAFC and Madden are the two like big money makers of the EA Sports line, and F1 has been on the decline since 2021. I know that especially with how bad the F1 24 was a launch. I'm pretty sure remembers that the physics that made Mario Kart look like iRacing in comparison. But yeah, it's still a little weird that they haven't tried to port I'll say F1 24, at least port F1 25 on the Switch too. Not to the Switch, because I know that's impossible, but at least on the Switch too, since the shit is supposed to be like much more powerful. But what do I know? But I don't know about game development. But anyway, then we got the remake of Pac-Man World 2 Repack, which is the Pac-Man World 2 Repack, the remake of Pac-Man World 2, to which in my notes said, how long has it been since the first one? Because I'm pretty sure it's been, a couple of years since the first one? I think the first one came out even before the pandemic actually hit. Maybe around 2019. So, it's been, almost 5 years since then. 5-6 years since then. So, yeah, I'm actually sort of surprised. Then we got Final Fantasy Tactics Daedalus Chronicles, to which that's a hard skip. And the port of Persona 3 Reload, to which, yeah, I'm not gonna delve too much into this other than how far did the FMC mod get into development? Because if there's one way to make me play Persona 3 Reload, it's that mod. And that's not a given, by the way. Then we got finally a new trailer for Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment. I said this before, but here we go. Now this has been the first trailer. This has been the first thing for Age of Imprisonment since I believe since the announcement, and it's been a very, very long while since that. I believe almost a year. I could be wrong. If not even, I could be wrong. Maybe it's a little bit sooner, but still, that was a long ass time before we got anything related to Age of Imprisonment. And I like the narrator said, the announcer said, I hope you're looking forward to this, because in my notes I wrote, nobody is looking for this, and that's true. I I had people, no one is hyped for this game. I've seen nobody talk about this game. Hell, I even had people even forget this game existed. So, yeah, this game has no hype whatsoever. Maybe this ends up like the best thing ever, but right now, no one cares. No one cares on this lattice for this game. But yeah, then I mentioned that. Then we got Chilling by the Fire, to which I didn't write it in my notes, but I wanted to write it. And that this is basically like a tech demo for the cameras, because you can use the cameras for this game. But yeah, there's pretty much nothing else to be said about this game. It's literally just you make your fire and you keep it on, you keep it active, you keep it alive. Actually, yeah, that's the actual term. Then we got Apex Legends, to which in my notes I wrote, "Oh, this thing is still alive," because yeah, it's been a while since I've seen talk about Apex Legends. Okay, that's also because you know, Marvel Rivals has taken over the discussion, but still, even without Marvel Rivals, before that thing came out, I haven't heard anything about Apex Legends in a very, very good while. So I'm surprised this thing is still around. Then we got Hella, to which this game looks to be stupid, and this game, at least to me, looks to be like a very, not say stupid game. It was like a game that is not that striking, and then people play it and say, "Oh shit, this is like Game of the Year contender." Like seriously. So yeah, it gives me that vibes of sleeper Game of the Year contention game. But yeah, then we got, speaking of Ubisoft, I said this, Star Wars Outlaws, to which I'm pretty sure the development team for this game was shut down and everybody got fired. But yeah, now even Nintendo Switch owners can finally see the AI act dumb. And speaking of that, my sister played Star Wars Outlaws on the Ubisoft thing, on the Ubisoft Game Pass thing. Actually, no, I think she did play Ubisoft. She played that on Game Pass, I believe, on via the cloud. And basically, she saw a video about that showed how awful the AI for Outlaws was. And naturally, she got super offended and wanted me to make a video to prove that that video is bogus and that was made intentionally to that the AI was the guy that made the video intentionally fixed the video to make it look like Ubisoft were a bunch of incompetent idiots. And did she prove it? I don't know, but that's a still fun story. But yeah. Next up, we got Chronos: The New Dawn, which is for its purposes Dead Space 4. Then we got the two Yakuza Kiwami, the first two Yakuza Kiwami games, the second one, and of course the first one. And then we got, of course, I don't really care about Yakuza in the slightest, so let's continue on. And then we got a quick fire list, and we got Goodnight Universe, NBA Bounce, Hello Kitty Island Adventure, White Flower Wonderland, Romancing Saga 2, Shinobi Art Adventures, which I'm pretty sure this was announced at the Game Awards. I could be mistaken. It was announced at the Game Awards, I'm pretty sure. And of course Borderlands 4, which, yeah, this thing was announced. They did say at the Switch 2 Direct that 2K was going to work on, was going to be one of the developers working on the Switch 2. And then we finish off the partner showcase with two games from Square Enix. The first one being The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales. To which, I don't know about you guys, but it gives me some Chrono Trigger vibes. Now, I know it's a cardinal sin to say that, but it seriously gives me those vibes. And yes, I know, just because there's time travel doesn't mean that it's Chrono Trigger pilled, or as the kids would say. But still, it honestly feels like an attempt at a modern Chrono Trigger. And actually, the thing that surprised me is that while this game is made on the 2D/8D art style thing that Square Enix has fallen in love recently, see with the Dragon Quest game, with the Dragon Quest remakes, the thing that I was surprised about is the fact that this game is an actual action and not an RPG. To which, to tell you how surprising it is, if I got over my distaste for the art style, this would be a game that I'd actually play and buy and play. This is a game that I would buy and play. That's how surprising it is. But yeah, and then we finish off the thing with Octopath Traveler 0, to which I assume is supposed to be the prequel of the first game, and honestly I was going to say games, but then I realized I'm pretty sure there's like only one Octopath game, and I was confusing myself with Bravely Default, which has 2 games. But yeah, and of course the question is, how brutal is this game going to be, considering that the first one was already pretty hard on its own right. But yeah, that was the part of showcase, and it was pretty okay. Nothing too. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't exactly eye-opening. It was really decent. So yeah, there's not much to say here. And with that, see you next time.